In this video, I'm going to clear up some of the confusion about permanent and resident visas. Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
And Lori here.
Hey, in this video, we're going to clarify and try to get clear with you on some of the confusions that I have made for our viewers, Lori.
Oh yeah, you confuse them. You say you can live at $600 a month, $1,000 a month, but the qualify is...
Yeah, so I'm making these videos, Lori and I are making these videos where we're saying you can live here cheap, cheap, cheap. But then I make a video and say, hey, wait a minute, to qualify for a visa, you have to have $1,500 a month income, or $1,200 a month, or $2,000 a month, or $2,400 a month. Where are you going, Jerry, with this? You're confusing me and everything else. So in this video, hopefully I can clarify some of those questions with you. Now, Lori, she's going to run off. She wants to work in her garden.
See you later. I'm going to go work at my garden and change my clothes.
Okay, thanks, Lori. Bye. Okay, so why the confusion? Well, you definitely can live here, on $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month, and so on. But what the Mexican immigration laws are a bit strict. They don't want to have people living here that don't have enough money. And so they don't want the tourist or the person wanting to live here to be a burden on the Mexican society. So, and that makes sense. Any country, is dealing with those issues today with a lot of people who want to immigrate into other countries. And how are they going to pay for all of their expenses if the person doesn't have enough money? So Mexico has its requirements on how much money they're asking. And so in the videos we talk about, in a temporary visa video we made, we're talking about that we had to qualify on $1,650 a month, each of us, to qualify to get a temporary visa. And then in a permanent visa one, we're talking about $2,300, $2,400 each to qualify for a permanent visa. So the confusion comes up in that. How can you live here on $1,200, but then you're telling me that it's going to cost me $1,500 a month and up to live here? Okay. That is confusing, and unfortunately, that is the reality of living in Mexico if you want to live here on a temporary visa or a permanent visa. The other thing, when looking at the possibility of moving to Mexico and getting a visa, some of the areas that you'll check, you're going to be checking with your consulate, your Mexican consulate in your area. Some of the areas that have a lower requirement are like Laredo, Texas, Las Vegas, I've heard, Miami, I have heard. And so you'll want to check around. Just call them and say, hey, what does it cost for me to qualify? I want a temporary or I want a permanent visa. And then they're going to give you the guidelines. Recently, I talked to a lady, and actually, she made her application in Seattle, and she got in for $1,300 a month. Okay, so she qualified. The information I give in my other videos are basically a general information on probably the majority of the consulates that they're going to give you. But call around, and yeah, you may have to travel to that state and apply. And that's something you're going to have to do if you really want to live in Mexico. Okay, so now let's just say that you can't qualify. You don't have, $1,200 a month. You only have $1,000 a month or $800 a month, something like that. Okay, then there is the 180-day visa. And let me clarify, a 180-day visa is a visiting visa. You're a tourist like that. The temporal visa is somebody that wants to live here, and that's good for 4 years. Then you jump to the other one, which is a permanent visa, and that you only apply once, and you don't have to apply for another visa. The temporary visa, it lasts for 4 years, and then after that, you need to renew it. And you can renew it in Mexico, and you don't have to show qualifications of income anymore, and you don't have to leave the country. Also, with a temporary visa, you can drive a foreign plated car, in other words, a license plated car from, say, California or anywhere in the world, actually, in Mexico, with that temporary. But if you go and get a permanent visa, then you cannot drive a foreign plated car. You need to buy a Mexican car, and then it has Mexican plates in it. So that's some of the requirements on there. The other thing is, a lot of people, what they're doing is they come down with a 180-day visa, and they let it run for almost 6 months. In other words, you have to leave the country before 6 months. And they cross the border, and they may spend the night on the other side of the border. They come back and they reapply. And one lady asked, well, Guy, what if I live 800 miles away? Well, unfortunately, if you live 800 miles away from the border, you're going to have to take a bus, or maybe share a ride with somebody else, and you're going to have to go through the process. That's just the facts of life. But like I say, with a temporary visa, you have it. You don't have to. You can get it up to 4 years. Okay, another thing that's happening here, and I don't recommend this. Okay, I don't recommend this, but what I've heard is that a lot of people, they come down with a 180-day visa, and they never go back. They never try to apply for another type of visa. They're under the radar. They live here, very quietly, and I even saw an interview on YouTube where it was a Mexican official talking about that, and they says, we don't really aren't that concerned because we appreciate the money coming into our economy, to our Mexican economy. So that's not something that I recommend, but it's something that some people are doing, and that's what's probably happening when you see other people making videos about living in Mexico very cheaply and stuff like that. So I hope that clarifies some of the confusion and stuff like that. I'm just going to blast this out real quick to you and try to simplify the process. And so I hope, if you have any questions, just get back with me. I'm not going to edit this thing. I'm just going to send it out to give you a reply, okay? So Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out our other videos that talk about visas and that. Okay, great.